DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now because we have you.
You know, I really want, like, when we do, like, an on-stage show, that song just has to be playing.
Oh, too easy, dude.
You know, Kill Tony style.
I mean, when we do a live show, that'll be a totally different thing because then we ain't got to worry about fucking copyright and all that bullshit.
Have I ever told you guys, like, I've actually listened to that song whilst flying in helicopters?
Yes, and I have also.
More than once.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay. If you've served in a combat zone and flown in a helicopter, and the helicopter pilots did not have that fucking song on,
oh no, it wasn't the pilots. It was us,
or the grunts, or the troops on the fucking chopper.
We were sharing. We were sharing like earbuds. You know what I mean?
I have too, but in Arma,
pilot playing it over the fucking PA system.
Well, that's fucking dope. That's pretty fucking dope.
The only time I ever heard it in the helicopter was when I was playing Arma. That's it.
And then I got fucking. That's basically it though. It's that cool though. Like it's like really cool story is there was this private contractor, a military contractor called Prez Air when I was in Afghanistan the first time, and Prez Air would fly in and fly you, and when like you could like fob hop basically, so you didn't have to wait for a military transport. So it's basically civilians flying helicopters, and Prez Air had some Hueys. So I got to fly and listen to that song in a Vietnam era motherfucking helicopter in Afghanistan while I was like fob hopping to get to like this place I had to go to. Like, yeah, like no shit. Like
there's nothing better. There's nothing better. How's everybody feeling today? How was your week?
Oh, it was a week. It was another 168 hours, my friend. I mean, viddy well, Droogie. Viddy well. You know what I mean?
I'm just glad to have my fucking voice back.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, tell me about you got under the weather. Like, I want to hear about this a little bit. Like,
where did it go?
This is not normal Joe Squilini that we were dealing with the other day. Like, I was a little worried for a second. I was like, you sounded like shit. So, like, what happened? Like, did you eat something bad? Like, you just catch a bug? Like.
Honestly, I'm gonna say I think the wife brought something home. So, leading up to that, up to when I got sick. So, when we had the cookout 2 weekends ago, that next Sunday she got really sick, running a fever, and then that following week she could barely talk from coughing so much and stuff like that. And then Monday, I busted out the grill. I cooked I grilled some chicken up. We ate dinner. And then about 9 o'clock, sitting on the couch, just watching a little TV before going upstairs to hit the bed. I just started fucking running a fever out of fucking nowhere.
Huh.
So.
Did you go to sick call?
No, I didn't go to fucking sick call.
So he's still grouchy, John. He's still grouchy. Joe's still grouchy, Bear.
I ran that fucking fever for 3 fucking days.
Oh fuck no. Oh fuck no. Could you eat? Could you eat?
Yeah.
Well, at least you could eat. That shit. Oh fuck no. 3 days, dude. That don't sound.
Sucks.
You had to work too, didn't you? You had to work too, didn't you?
So I initially called out on Tuesday, but my counterpart, the other manager for my department, he was on vacation for the last 2 weeks. He came back Friday. So my boss is blowing me up because something's fucking broken. And I'm feeling like I'm knocking on fucking death's door in my bed. I had to force myself to get up. Like, I finally picked up the phone and said, yo, give me an hour to get to feeling semi-fucking normal. I'm running a damn fever. Chill.
Right.
I got up, took a cold-ass shower, popped some fucking ibuprofen to try to kill the fever off a little bit. And then I worked for maybe 3 or 4 hours, fixed the problem, and then I went right back to fucking bed.
That was like, what was it, Joe? Was it, or John? It was, there was something weird. It was like one of the last days I was in the army or whatever. And we were going to have a show. And like the next morning, it was the next morning. And
when you got out?
Yeah. When I got out and I had that party.
Oh yeah.
And then like we were supposed to go live like Sunday morning. And I was like,
I'm not making it.
Not making it. We ended up going live at like 4 o'clock. Well, Colorado
time.
It
was 6. It was like 6.
I was gonna say it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So yes, for you, it would have been 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
It ended up turning into like the DD 214 gaming show, like in late afternoon. Like church didn't start early that day.
The sermon was at like the end of the day.
But yeah, so I mean, I started running the fever Monday night. It was a low grade fever. I mean, it was 101, 102.
That still sucks, though. That still sucks. That's not fun. That's not fun.
No, it's not fucking fun at all. Because a little bit about myself, I'm so fucking hot natured. My in-unit AC is set to 65 right now, and I have a fucking in-unit floor air conditioner. I can't fucking get the camera to point at it. All the way down to low, fans on fucking high at 61 in my office because I run fucking just unnaturally hot to begin with. So then when I'm running a fever, even if it's considered low grade in medical terms, it feels like I am laying in the middle of the fucking desert with no shade and no way to fucking cool off. So, I mean, it was miserable. I had that. Then once the fever finally broke, which was late Thursday, I didn't have to work on Wednesday because of Juneteenth with my company. It's a paid holiday. So, I had to work, a couple hours Tuesday just because shit was broken and I was the only manager that wasn't on fucking vacation officially. So, that's what I get for fucking making the big bucks, I guess you could say.
You're the man. You're the man.
Ain't nobody's talking shit here about that. Like, you're good.
And then Wednesday, I fucking vegged out on the couch and I started with the first Fantastic Beast movie and I watched all of the fucking Harry Potter Wizarding World movies, I'll call it, because when you add Fantastic Beast plus the Harry Potter movies, I just vegged out on the couch with my bag of cough drops, my cup of tea with lemon and honey, and a fucking bottle of Dayquil.
And out of everything in the entire world you could have watched during that time, you picked Harry Potter.
I mean, they're good movies. They're really good.
I shouldn't judge.
Okay, Jay.
I shouldn't judge.
So real quick, here's the thing. We're looking at age difference here. Those movies were, they started coming out when I was still in fucking middle school.
I understand. It was a different time. And I missed it because I was in my 20s. I missed that whole fucking shit because I was already in my 20s. So
Like-
that's not anybody's fault.
Yeah, that's a time period and era thing. And for me,
Just a
it
primitive
was.
old man.
Oh, and I forgot to
I am.
mention my big
really-
giant family size thing of fucking Stouffer's mac and cheese. Because when I get
pretty
sick, I have my comfort food. And then the movies I like to watch, I either will go with the Lord of the Rings trilogy or Harry Potter.
See, I can do Lord of the Rings. I was also in my 20s when Lord of the Rings came out. I did that shit. I was on that shit.
Yeah, but
I was definitely
thing
hugging.
is, the
I
Lord
was
of the
definitely
Rings
hugging
movies.
fucking. Wait, what? What's that now?
So no, Chamber of Secrets is not the best. It's, I will still say Chamber of Secrets is probably the most lackluster of the fucking entire series.
I wouldn't know.
You heard that?
Never read the books. Like,
But
yeah.
so, the thing is, the reason I didn't go Lord of the Rings was because I just that weekend before watched the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I definitely hug on fucking Middle Earth's nuts, dude. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
So
Like,
I've got my whole, like, when I'm sick, I have certain things.
No, I got you. Comfort food, comfort movies, comfort books, comfort porn. I got it, dude. Like, when you're not feeling good, you're not feeling good. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, I live in the state of North Carolina where we no longer are allowed comfort porn.
Yeah, no shit. Like, fucking, it's about to happen across the border in Kansas.
I watched through the Harry Potter movies at least 6 times a year. Sometimes I go on my ending movie binge more regularly. Order of the Phoenix, Half-Blood Prince, and Deathly Hallows 1 and 2.
I still will say, out of all the movies, Frenchie, my favorite is Half-Blood Prince.
I have some movies that I watch yearly, but they are a far cry from Harry Potter. Like, it's not.
Well,
again, it's not anybody's fault, but like the movies I watch like yearly, some of them revolve around holidays. Like, I watch The fucking Crow every year on fucking October 30th. You know what I mean? Like, some shit like that. But there's other stuff like, The Godfather. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some fucking, like, some former manner of, like, there's movies from my past that, Man on Fire. I will usually watch Man on Fire.
Man on Fire is so good.
Oh yeah.
On average, I watch that movie about once a year. On average.
We've talked about it before, Jay. We just passed the 80th anniversary of D-Day.
Band
and
of Brothers.
What I do every year around D-Day? Band of Brothers.
Band of Brothers. Yep.
I watch Band of Brothers, and then I also watch movies related to World War II, Saving Private Ryan, shit like that. Like, Fury. That entire fucking week of D-Day's anniversary is just filled with nothing but World War II.
Yeah. I'm kind of random most of the time, but I usually, I usually go to a Kevin Costner film or Kevin Costner, or like damn, I just had it in my fucking head too.
Like Dance with Wolves.
Yeah.
Fucking
his new movie comes out soon. Horizon.
Did you ever watch fucking Yellowstone? Did we ever talk about that?
I fucking love Yellowstone.
So
man.
I know you guys have. I have still yet to fucking start watching it.
Dude, that new season's coming out in November, man.
Apparently he's not going to be in it.
He's in it.
No, he said, like, it just came out like last night. It said he's not going to be in Yellowstone anymore.
Oh, don't even tell me that.
I'm not
fucking
joking. I literally just saw this shit last night. I am not lying. I swear to God. Like, actually, I shouldn't swear to God because I don't even talk to the motherfucker.
But yeah, I mean, we're talking
You're
about
right. Yellowstone will continue without.
Say it again. Say the first part again. What did you say first? You said I'm what? I'm what?
You're right.
Don't worry. He can edit that part out,
Oh man!
And watch John just be a dick. He's gonna release 2 versions of the episode. One's gonna be edited with him telling you you're right out of it, and the other's gonna be the one where it still says it.
It's gonna be the Rumble version.
because fuck you, Jay. Because
Yo,
fuck you, Jay.
this is crazy. He confirms he is not returning to Yellowstone. This is crazy.
I knew I read
I need to fucking jump on that bandwagon because I keep hearing great things of it.
Dude,
and I have
the first couple seasons are fucking bomb as fuck.
Dude,
and their spinoff, 1883. That was fucking insanely good. Insanely.
What about 1923 wasn't as good as 1883, but it was fucking good.
I still stand that 1883 is standalone
the best.
One of the best depictions of what it was actually goddamn like on the fucking moving across the West.
You know, you know what 1883? You know what 1883 was for me? It was like the Oregon Trail.
Yeah, and the Oregon Trail was like fucking 60 years before that shit.
It has such a man. Dude, it's got Sam Elliott, Tim McGraw, who's his wife, Faith Hill.
Yeah, Faith Hill. Yup.
Dude, there's so many people in 18. Just the whole Yellowstone universe. They just pick out the best cast.
And Yellowstone itself has like a lot of good characters and good story.
Yes, so it does.
It's a goddamn soap opera. It's like fucking It's like every other. It's like
we're about to start watching Yellowstone again.
It's a soap opera at the ranch. It's a soap opera like with modern day cowboys. Just like Sons of Anarchy was a soap opera with like fucking bikers.
Hey Jay,
and I love Sons of Anarchy. That show is fucking amazing.
Yellowstone is fucking modern day cowboys.
Hey Jay,
cowboys.
Hey Jay,
what's up?
You see that land that goes all the way over that gate, and the one that goes over the hill that way. And that hill over there, that's all mine.
Okay. How much can you pay me to fucking keep watch over it? Like, I'll make sure nobody gets in.
That was one of the best scenes in the show too, with the tourist coming in, looking at the bear, and he's just like, "Get the fuck off my land!
Get the fuck out of here! Get the finger fuck out of here! See that fucking fence? That fucking fence is there for a fucking reason."
I'm going to use a word that I probably don't even know what it means, but I am exponentially excited for his Horizon saga to come out.
I'm cautiously optimistic. Yeah. I'm going to see what the reviews say.
Yeah. And, the reviews are out. He had one thing that's for sure that at Cannes, I think it was Cannes or whatever film festival.
It's just Cannes. It's just
okay.
Cannes.
You know I have a weird speech thing.
It's not your fault.
Yeah,
it's not your fault. I love you. I love
you. He had a 11-minute standing ovation after the movie. That can be somewhat regular. Yeah, I can. They'll get long standing. It's almost tradition there for these like over the top like I cannot imagine what it must be like sometimes, because like if it was me and the whole room was trying to go for like fucking longer than like fucking a polite like 15 to 30 seconds, I'm gonna get really fucking uncomfortable. And well, he started crying. He was bawling.
Well, I didn't fucking say all that shit. All right, like.
Yeah, no, but I mean the Horizon looks good. That also has another great cast. Kevin Costner just knows how to do it, but it is a shame he's not coming back to Yellowstone, because to me he's John Dutton. You know, he is
kind of like he's the patriarch of that.
It's his land, and the way that it ended like right in the middle of like an episode too. So it was very abrupt.
Joe, you'll love the character Rip. You'll love the character Rip.
Oh, Rip!
Everybody loves Rip. Everybody loves fucking Rip. Like, you'll love Rip.
I like the country singer guy, the one that keeps on getting in trouble.
And who's that?
The old guy?
The lady, but she's tough as fucking shit.
She's Kevin like Costner's daughter?
No, she's like one of the dudes in the fucking bunkhouse.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I forget her character's name. She's like that broad. That broad takes no prisoners. She'll fight.
Her and the other dude got together too. So that was a cool. It's a great story. I think the story it just spans good.
And Joe, the music they play a lot of fucking like modern country music, not radio shit, like cowboy music, like modern like cowboy music, and it's
and so that's one thing I was just checking to see which streaming service fucking Yellowstone's on, which it's
Paramount. Peacock Paramount has 1883 and 1923, and then Yellowstone's on Peacock.
Yeah.
It's a weird contract thing. Yeah.
But so I look it up, and I just want to say, this is the problem when you're so involved in the internet and technology. I Google it, and Google says it's on Peacock, and you're already subscribed to this service.
Your fucking computer's telling you what you've got. It's telling you what you got. Already know.
I'm getting out of here.
Hey, oh yes. Oh, says the guy that's got a podcast about artificial intelligence. Right?
Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't want to hear
fucking walk away, bro.
Like Mr. Button Smasher himself, dude. Like, no. You don't get to go anywhere. Like,
but
did I just do it again?
So the funny thing is, I sent you guys that voice note the other day with my voice all jacked up, and then on Friday, like now my voice is starting to crack again a little bit. But on Friday, one of the people at work, because I had to do a coaching for something, and one of the other people at work was like, "Dude, you sound like fucking Darth Sidious from Star Wars right now."
It was pretty bad. I do not like making fun of people in their moments of, in their low moments. You know what I mean? But like, real talk, you sounded like fucking shit. Like, it was like,
oh, dude, you sounded bad.
We could tell. Me and John both could tell. Like, you were way fucking under the weather. That was not whatever was going on that day. You were not having fun. You were just not having fun.
Play through the mic when I play it on here.
Oh, it should.
Yeah,
it should.
Yeah, I'm trying to rest my voice. Yeah. Not sure if you guys can tell, but it's fucked right now. So
there you go.
I was
fucking shit. God damn.
I sounded like I had fucking golf balls in my fucking
Can
throat.
you fucking close the lid on your fucking coffin, dude? Like, and I'll fucking so we can fucking start taking your ass to the fucking cemetery, dude. You sound like you're on death's door. Like, God, either that or you've been smoking cigarettes, smoking unfiltered Pall Malls for like 60 fucking years. You know what I mean?
Like, oh shit, man.
Fucking
I sounded like I had one of those.
I love you.
That's what I was gonna say. It sounded like I had fucking one of those things where I had to fucking hold right there on my fucking throat to talk.
You poor bastards. We have like a fucking tracheotomy. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got some reviews for you. I got a couple things for you guys today before we get to our big talk. We have a deep talk, and then we have podcast talk. So we're trying to balance it out. We're trying to balance it out today.
Yeah.
But first,
Fair and balanced.
So to start off, I watched a couple things this week. I'm watching The Chosen. It's doing really good. We're up to Judas is about to betray Jesus. He's already taken the silver from Jesus. Fuck Judas. So it's getting really good. All right, guys. And guys, I'm just gonna tell you what. Take the religion out the show and just watch it as a drama. It is so fucking crazy.
Judas was totally a Blue Falcon.
Judas was a Blue Falcon. I mean,
yeah,
that much can be fucking.
Can I just say, for somebody, it's like, so like they have a great cast on the show, right? But what's really funny is that Judas is like the pretty boy. He's got like the blue eyes. He's like a handsome looking fella, and it's just like, of course they would. That's
a trope. That's a fucking trope. Like,
yeah, but
you might as well fucking had him played by like an albino, because that's a fucking the albino's always evil. You know what I mean? Like, no,
yeah, but again, hey, but you know how I feel about like when I watch a show, when I watch it production wise and stuff like that. I mean, great writing, great production, great community too, especially like the ones who are not like in the religious, I guess, area. They're watching it. They like to. From people that I've spoken to that are not religious that have watched the show, they said that they're visual learners mostly, and it's kind of like the curiosity of it. But then they said like when they watch it as just a show without really knowing the backstory of everything, they said it's actually it's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. So that's what I have for that. Last night, my wife and I watched this crazy fucking Netflix show called Nightmares and Daydreams.
Okay. What's that about? Nightmares and Daydreams?
I want to make sure I get the country right. it has like 6 episodes.
Okay.
This first episode took place in Jakarta.
Oh, that's in Southeast Asia, I think.
Okay, yes. And I mean, if you want to know about the show that has like slight nightmares but with horrible production, this is it right here, okay? To kind of start off, a baby almost dies because of a grandmother who has like Alzheimer's or something like that. And then like the son brings her to a like an old folks home, but the nurse there was just like, don't leave your mother here. You don't want to leave your mother here. And so, you know, there's some weird stuff going on, and you know, I'm just giving the TLDR on this. It's not an amazing show, right? So, you know, you're waiting for like the big weird stuff to happen, and then you find out that this old folks home is putting like the elderly people underground, and they're taking hostage their children, the children that they put their parents in. And this is going to sound so crazy coming out of my mouth. They put them in this room, right? And so let's say like you put your mother in an old folks home. They put your mother under this like giant demon baby with like these weird, crazy, like splinter arms. What? Jay's like, what the? Yeah.
What in the fuck?
And so they got the son of the mother, right? And they got this demon put their thorn hands inside their head and started digging into them. And the mother started started like sucking the soul of her son into her body, and she was becoming young. And like for eternity, the son, it was like a thing like, oh yeah, you know, you're betraying your parents if you put them in an old folks home. That was like the whole subject of it all. Yeah. And so, yeah, I don't know how to rate this or how to judge this show. It had a really good, strong start, but then all the weird stuff started coming in, and me and my wife were looking at each other like, what is going on? But we couldn't stop watching it. It was just one of those things we couldn't stop watching it.
That sounds like a fucking train wreck. Like that, like, but it's kind of hard not to watch a fucking train wreck.
The one thing John's not mentioning, Gary, is that this is an Indonesian show.
Yeah.
So it's not like
your traditional American production.
It's not. Yeah, it's like an Indonesian take on like a sci-fi horror genre in a sense.
If I had to put like a couple influences together, I would say it's kind of like American Horror Story with a little bit of Black Mirror with some John Carpenter in there.
Okay.
Well, and then I think it's funny too when you watch the horror genre from other cultures, because their culture is kind of embedded in like what they're going to be like afraid of, right? Like culturally. So like the idea of like getting your life force drained so that your parent can live longer, I guess, and become young. That might be somewhat more culturally relevant, you know, in a Indonesian setting, you know, maybe. Yeah. Possibly. I could be wrong too. Like maybe.
Was, you know, the writing of it was very interesting. The writing wasn't bad. You know, dialogue was very like it. I was hooked. I kept watching it, you know. Something about it was like keeping me really reeling me in instead of like some of the bad production that was on it. But I have to say it's definitely like a watch to kind of like be like, what the fuck am I watching here? But you know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
If I ever have like 102 fever like Joe for 3 days, I'll fucking watch it just to like
give it a shot.
Yeah, just to like make it like part of the fever dream. You know what I mean? Where just like when you know, like when you get like a bad fever, like I'm sure Joe remembers very vividly now, but like you get like a really shitty fever and it lasts a couple days, and like reality doesn't quite seem as real. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it seems a lot more like dreamscapey. So like when you watch them like funky ass shit on the TV, and then like when you're sick, it's kind of like it embellishes it. You know what I mean?
I will say I was walking around in a fucking complete fog for 3 days.
There you go.
Imagine trying to fucking manage and run an entire fucking department.
That's that shit. That's that shit right there. That's
like,
that shit.
For real. And trying to think. Oh, and the other thing I'm watching The Offer.
What's that about?
So The Offer is the story of how The Godfather was made.
Okay.
And I mean, first off, great. It has a cool
cast. I watched a little bit of The Godfather this week, actually.
Yeah, we were talking about a classic, a straight classic.
It must be that time of year because I'm watching The Godfather. I didn't even make it all the way through the first one, but I'm gonna chop it up and
Yeah. What I love about this show is that like it has like it tells a story of a man with nothing who was looking for his big break, and in ways I kind of related to that, right?
Is like Mario Puzo like the writer in this movie?
Yep.
As far as like he's a character, basically.
Yes. So the author of The Godfather is one of the main characters, but the main character is the producer.
Albert Ruddy.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Ruddy. Albert Ruddy.
Oh,
well, one of the directors, and Coppola was a director.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they just introduced.
He's one of the characters in it also.
Yeah, so they just introduced him, and the guy everybody looks great. Like you put a side-by-side picture of these guys, they look exactly the same. There was even the guy who played Al Pacino in the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
He looks
like Al Pacino.
He looks like fucking Al Pacino,
right. like when he was young. Like when he was young.
Yeah, and the guy who plays Marlon Brando, I haven't gotten to that episode yet, but I think the fourth or fifth episode you meet Marlon Brando, and it's like the guy looks like a spitting image of him, and I think
I might have to check this out. What fucking service is this one on?
Paramount. I believe Paramount. Yeah,
dope.
It's a cool story too, and I always like a good mafia era story,
It was a different time. I own the book, right? I was a reader at one point in my life.
I heard it was life changing for it was industry changing, life changing for many.
The Hollywood depictions of certain things changed forever from that movie. And then when Mario Puzo wrote the novel, so this would be before the movie came out.
Yep. Wait, like
there was a little, it created ripples in the water. And what I mean when I say that is a lot of mobsters were really curious how an author made a depiction of the mafia lifestyle so accurate. And that was like, and they couldn't figure out, like they were like, who the fuck is this guy? Basically. There was a little bit of controversy in the underworld in New York City over this book because it was like it hit a little bit too close to home. Obviously, a little bit sensationalized here, a little bit more story and plot driven there, but it hit the general vibe of it hit a little bit too close to home.
It struck a chord to them.
Absolutely, because they were like, "How the fuck does this guy know shit from Shinola?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they tried to keep things very hush hush back then. They didn't always succeed.
Yeah.
They didn't always succeed. Yeah. But they tried.
And yes, you do see that in the show. Like they go through the whole thing. Yeah. Look at him.
That's got to be
the guy that plays Al Pacino.
That's got to be. Yeah. You're right. That's got to be fucking. Holy shit! You ain't fucking lying.
Yeah, dude. Like, look at that guy.
He looked that's pretty fucking close. I would know that guy's playing Al Pacino. I would know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know so it's a highly recommend. So I think that's it what I have with news. So let's get with the dirty stuff real quick.
Oh boy, can't wait.
So a lot of people are talking about it, but a lot of people are sticking on one side, right? And I think it's important to understand not both sides of a story, but both sides, or actually in this case, all sides, because now it's more than two things involved, two people involved. We have Dr. Disrespect under a wild accusation, which when we go down this timeline, some will say that it kind of makes sense, and some will say, but where's the rest of it, right?
Sure.
And that's, so we'll start off. June 2020, Dr. Disrespect gets banned from Twitch for an unknown reason. We covered this when it happened.
We that was early days. Early.
It was
I don't even think those episodes are available on YouTube right now.
That might be. Oh, that happened in 2020. You're right. Yeah,
that would be like the early, like some of our first fucking episodes. We covered some of that stuff.
Yeah, and so
I'm gonna step away for one moment. I have a call.
That's fine.
My apologies.
No, you're good. So this happens. Everyone's trying to figure out how it happened, why it happened, who's involved, what's the story. No one knows. So on Friday, a man named Cody Connors came out and said he got banned because he got caught talking to a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon, the powers that could read in plain text. And the reason why I say talking, because I believe somewhere, fuck the algorithm. It says he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor. That is the claim that this man Cody Connors is saying. And apparently such allegations have been made on Dr. Disrespect as well. A particular podcast that happened called it was a Destiny podcast called Bridge, where a Tiny Chat founder Daniel Saltman alleged that he had heard a similar reasoning behind the streamer's ban inside the video game Rust, and that that people started questioning it. This started going around. So another guy named Icarus Bath says, I'm surprised it has been under wraps for so long, considering that about a year ago, I started to hear about it from people that I wouldn't expect to keep those secrets. Another journalist named Rod Slasher Breslaw has said, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I have refrained from going on in it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently. That happened when the ban happened. And then just on Friday, he says, I didn't lie. So,
yeah,
this is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of information here but we still have to go down. Dr. Disrespect answered Jake Lucky, who's a gaming journalist, and Dr. Disrespect said, Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract. Let's break that down real quick. So he says, Jake, seriously, I get it. We're getting an emotional response from him. That right there is, we get an emotional response. He says, it's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged. Now, we get it. That's legal talk that he probably has to say. But if there's one thing that I'm acknowledging in this sentence, is that he's not acknowledging the accusation. He's acknowledging the settlement. Yeah. As he says, they paid out the whole contract. He hasn't addressed the accusation, just the settlement right now. Which is,
But hasn't he also said the whole time, like, tell everybody why?
Yes, he has.
So that's also, I would say, if anything, that's in his favor.
Well,
he's asking for accountability. He's saying, like, give me the accountability. If you're gonna besmirch my name and fire me and pay out an entire contract, tell him why.
Yep. So here's a tweet from yesterday from Dr. Disrespect. Listen, I'm obviously tied to legal obligations from the settlement with Twitch, but I just need to say what I can say since this is the fucking internet. I didn't do anything wrong. All this has been probed and settled. Nothing illegal. No wrongdoing was found, and I was paid.
Now, this is the second time that he says that he's been paid. And now let's think about this. Because we're coming into another conversation now, would Twitch pay out an offender?
I don't.
So, if Twitch had a actual backing to why they banned him, there wouldn't have been a payout for the rest of his contract.
Interesting.
There would have been an investigation to prove, side A versus side B versus the middle ground to see which side of everything. So if they paid him out, we've got to also go back and look at the person who said this is a former Twitch employee. We don't know if this person's a disgruntled employee, if they were fired for any reason, if there was any, anything of that nature that caused this person
because
to be disgruntled.
If they were fired because of him too, that could be another possibility.
So, but my whole thing is, with what we've got so far, obviously the story's still developing. It's going to be developing for a week or two more. Things are going to come out. We're going to find more information out as it goes along, potentially.
I gotta say, like, without taking any sides here, I definitely have a measure of respect for Dr. Disrespect's the way he's kind of attacking it, where he's like, just tell him, like, just like he's like, throw it all out there for everybody to see.
Yeah.
Put all the cards on the table. Here's all my chips. I'm all in.
Yeah. Because I
gotta say, I can respect a move like that, because to me that is not the move of somebody that has something to hide.
4 years he's been telling Twitch just to let the world know why I was banned.
Yeah.
Let me know why I was banned.
Yeah.
Put it out there, because the reasons, I'm sorry, if there was any wrongdoing on Dr. Disrespect's part to this extent of what's been developing over the last couple of days,
strike me, he
would have 100%, he wouldn't be trying to get the reason.
He'd be calling a fucking lawyer. He'd be calling a fucking lawyer. You know what I mean? I mean, seriously, it would have been.
He probably already has.
I'm sure, but
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If people that don't have anything to hide don't have anything to hide. So it's very easy to just say, go ahead and open the books. Open the books. Here's all the receipts. Show me now. You show me your receipts now. Like, now we're in open court, right? Like, we're in open court. Like, show me your receipts.
So
this is weird. This is weird. Like, it's a weird situation.
Yeah, and I mean, in no way, shape, or form are we defending Chomos.
No,
exactly.
No.
We're looking at this from what we've been provided via media outlets and other sources on this developing story at the current time.
Well, and
we're putting our own, speculations into things on why would he be saying, hey, let everybody know why I was banned if this was the case.
Yeah. Can I also add in that this happened in 2020? People can still take screenshots, okay? Like, people that this was during the Me Too time too. So if it was
coronavirus, like, a lot of shit was happening.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was plenty of stuff, enough of things going on that stuff can be swept under the rug. Okay. Like, and
can you sign an NDA for a crime like this?
Well, I want to say something, and it might be slightly unpopular, but I think it's also part of the elephant in the room. And one of those is, one of the easiest ways to besmirch someone's character is to accuse them of something fucking heinous.
Yeah.
With or without evidence, with or without any goddamn irrelevant. If you're accused of something like that, just the accusation can fucking, like,
it can ruin your whole life.
Stain everything. It's salacious accusations can stain the most spotless reputation.
And we know how the internet is.
Or not.
He's going to be. We know how the internet is. He's streaming on Monday. He's streaming on Monday.
He's got balls. He's got balls. He's not, like I said, he's not behaving in a manner of somebody that's got something to hide. That's all I'm saying.
I agree.
He's just not like, he does not strike me as somebody has anything to, like, run and hide. From the dungeon, good to see you. Good to see you too.
I also want to add into, what happens if this is true? How does Twitch look now?
You would think if there was any truth to it, they wouldn't be afraid to do something about it. If they were afraid to do something about it in 2020, it's now been four years. which makes them look worse every day that they didn't do something about it for the last 4 years.
And the people who knew about it.
Look worse. It literally just makes them look worse every single day that passes for the last 4 years.
And the people and the employees who were in Twitch that knew about it too.
Correct.
You know,
so that,
if this is true.
If and that's a huge fucking if.
Yeah, exactly.
Huge fucking if.
You know,
but it would make Twitch look very, very bad.
Yeah, indeed.
It should be. If it was something, but we briefly talked about this before we went live this morning. There is there's some things going on in my local area in the KC Metro, in a town just to the east of where I live, and it's part of the Kansas City Metro, and a pastor has stepped down, and he was also a member of the school district school board, and he resigned his position. But it all started when a young lady put up a website and told her story about how he groomed her. After she put that website up and told her story, several more young ladies came forward, and some of the young ladies that came forward were from 20 years ago. And so there's what I think what we're getting at here is there's a big difference between what we would call like a salacious accusation and something that has a lot of fucking meat and potatoes with it. Like, it's like, okay, I don't know exactly what happened, but a lot of people are saying the same shit.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying the same shit. With Dr. Disrespect, we're kind of over here where it's salacious accusation. In the Kansas City Metro, the big fucking scandal right now is, but a lot of people are saying the same shit and they're going back fucking decades.
Yeah.
So now we have a fucking problem.
Yeah. And this could happen. This is a possibility too. There could be something in the dirt.
And they're talking to law enforcement out here. Apparently law enforcement is in the mix now. So like, motherfucker hasn't been touched yet. He hasn't lost any of his jobs. Like, but it's coming. And sometimes the wheels of justice turn slowly in our country, and we want that instant gratification of, well, fucking, they're chomos. We don't fuck with chomos, right?
That's right.
But that's why we live in a goddamn polite society that has law and order. Let the fucking law do its job. And if and that's we don't just fucking like get out our pitchforks and our fucking our goddamn torches and fucking like hammer people down. Like, that's what evidence is for.
Yeah. At this point, Twitch just needs to break that contract that he has with Dr. Disrespect about why they can't talk about it and just fucking say it.
I would agree with that. I would say that Twitch needs to make a move, because as a company,
oh, those bitches. Yeah, we know about those.
It's like Twitch as a company didn't really do it right in 2020, and they're not doing it right now by staying silent. Because whether you like him or don't like him, Dr. Disrespect is a person, and if there are going to be crazy accusations made about him, right or wrong, is irrelevant. If you're a company supporting him, like, where's the evidence? What's going on? Do you have evidence? If you don't have evidence, you need to back him.
Yeah. And I bet YouTube is having conversations with Dr. Disrespect too. Like, what's going on? What do you have?
They were probably aware of this shit fucking 4 years ago when they brought him on.
Yeah.
So it's not just fucking Twitch. Now YouTube is involved, but I don't think YouTube's probably already aware. This is probably the way Dr. Disrespect is acting about this. It's a nothing burger. It's a big fat nothing burger.
Yeah.
Because people that do shit like that basically have something to hide, like this fucking piece of shit out here in fucking Kansas City land. Fucking that motherfucker stepped down. He knows the fucking, like, the gig is up.
That says a lot.
This motherfucker knows the gig is up. It says everything. It says fucking everything, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, it hurts my heart and it makes me sick to my fucking stomach. And I went to that young lady's website and I read her story. And
must have been painful to read that shit too,
bro. It was a fucking church, bro. It's a fucking church. I don't like saying it out loud, but a lot of times, like, I've been asked here and there why I don't take my kids to church, why we don't go to church. I have two daughters. Okay, this is just me, Jay Campbell. In reality, I have 2 daughters. Why do you not take your kids to church, Jay?
No.
Gee,
and I'm not.
Let me think. Let me fucking think.
And I'm not trying to.
The statistics are all there. The statistics are all there. Why would I put them in a position where they're even more fucking at risk?
And I just want to say too, it's been said. I'm not trying to get all religious, but it's been said that you don't need a place of worship, one place of worship, to honor your God. You know,
it states very clearly in the New Testament, John. As a former lay pastor, which I know would come as a shock to a lot of people, as a former lay pastor that actually read the fucking book, okay, it states quite explicitly in the New Testament, the church is not a building; it's the people. Nope. It's the fucking people themselves.
That's right.
It's not the building. So why doesn't Jay go to fucking church with his two daughters? Gee, I wonder
I wonder why.
Yeah, I was in the fucking army with all the statistics that come out of the fucking army. Okay? All the statistics that come out of like modern society, like our modern society, just our country that we live in. 1 out of 4. 1 out of 4. If you know 4 women, 4, one of them has been sexually assaulted. 3 of them have probably been sexually harassed.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you take your kids to church, Jay? I don't know. Maybe I should.
and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it because we're getting dark here.
Yeah,
it's the truth. It's the truth.
Fucking said.
It does.
There's a reason a lot of us walk away from the faith and stop believing and shit like that.
There was a time in Georgia when me and my wife were living in Georgia. We went to church. We wanted to we wanted to praise. We wanted to go to a church. We wanted to find a community to be a part of. And literally
the worst state to do that in.
The first thing that happened was this old weird guy trying to pick up my kid and grab him and hold him and stuff like that. And I'm like, buddy, no.
Don't do that in this family, dude. I don't do that in this family.
Oh, listen to this. Yeah, let's shift over real quick. We're going to talk about podcasting, but you need to look at this.
So, wait. So, hold on. I'm going to start this conversation here. First off, fuck. Second off, doesn't GameStop have a return policy? Like, holy shit.
He did. They're going to replace it.
Satan is just fucking teabagging the earth when your video game shows up and it's fucking melted.
Hey, I just sent a meme. I just sent a meme to the fucking podcast chat. Put that shit up for homeboy. Put that shit up for homeboy, dude.
Hold on.
That was the fucking video game in the fucking heat.
I got you, my brother.
Yeah, put that shit up. Put that shit. He'll get a kick out of that. That's the video game in the fucking in the heat before it got to his house.
Oh, there it is.
Boom.
Feel a little woozy here.
First off, I haven't seen a melted game since my mom beat my ass for my melted Cisco CD that was on top of the fridge that one day. All right, that shit is crazy. It is so hot. You got to take a picture of it and send that. Do you still have them? That I got to see that shit.
Yeah, I would like to see that too.
Yeah, we should. You should have. That's definitely. We should have received a picture of that so we could have fucking shown that shit.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you still can. But yeah,
I mean, if you could get it to John, we can definitely fucking throw that shit up because that's
has it been hot for you guys where you're at?
Has it been hot?
I'm just asking.
Has it been hot?
I'm just asking.
So
I'm just asking.
It's 12 o'clock and it's 90 degrees right now. Okay, it's been like this all fucking week.
And it's June.
On top of that, I listen. The kids are not in school tomorrow, right? And I mean, the kids are not in school anymore for summer. I wake up at 9:30 in the morning now, and it is 85 degrees. It is insane.
It's 94 degrees outside here, and that's just the base temp. That's not the feels like.
Right. That's just the yeah. Getting really fun, isn't it, folks?
Yeah. It's 94 feels like 99. I actually last weekend ordered blackout curtains for my fucking living room.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah, you're gonna need those.
I didn't order no, shitty cheap ones. I spent fucking like $100 on 2 sets of fucking blackout curtains, 100%ers and new curtain rods specifically made for blackout curtains to fucking black out all the fucking light in my living room. Because the way my townhouse is, the wall I'm facing right now in my office, the sun in the morning is coming up on this side of the building. As it goes throughout the day, it's then beaming down on the backside where my living room and the bedroom and the master bedroom are. Without the blackout curtains, it was, even with me running my AC at 65, it would never get below 73 in the fucking townhouse.
Fuck that.
Fuck your carbon
Fuck all
footprint.
that.
Fuck your carbon
Fuck all
footprint,
that.
Joe.
Man, so let's talk about some podcasting real quick to kind of like end up that half hour, right? So I'll start off with yesterday we shot a BRVG live in person for the first time, the three of us together.
Okay.
And
how'd it go?
And it went really good, right? Audio was kind of off, but thank God for this. When I edit the episode to its final form, I have like the extra audio here that makes it sound better.
Okay.
There's still lots of things to learn, right? And this conversation is kind of leading me to Riverside too, because doing yesterday's live on BRVG made me realize that there's a lot of things that podcasters need in order to be live, and they just added this live section into it, right? Right. And it's not, and again, it's not the fact that they're like lousy. They're still new. No, they got about 15 people working on it. It's
not the people at Riverside, John. And
I know.
You already know what I'm going to say before the words even leave my mouth.
Yeah.
You can already see the gerbil turning the wheel in my head.
Yeah.
The part I've never understood is, and I'll state it explicitly again for the masses. We had this shit in the fucking 90s. We had this shit in the 2000s. We had this shit in the 2010s. We had this shit 4 years ago when 2020 came around. Why in the finger fuck is the shit not mandatory? Why doesn't it come with it automatically every fucking time? Yeah. Every fucking time. Because the technology has been there for fucking 30 years.
Yes, it had. You know what this is like? This is like when people forgot to make metal. What was it? Damascus metal.
Like steel?
For fucking, that they forgot to make steel for like 1,000 years or something like that. This is like that.
It's like, dude, we had this shit. Like, we had this shit when I was a fucking teenager. If you took a media class in high school, like cutting and pasting and editing and fucking sound effects and blasity and little shit that we can just put fucking like up on the screen like this, if we want to real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And actually,
we literally had all that stuff 30 fucking years ago when I was in high school. I was in high school 30 years ago. We had the same shit.
Yeah. And like, again, so some of the things that, well, first off, I'll start off with like what Riverside did with their update.
Okay.
It is eventual that we are going to end up in Riverside, but we're not. This podcast has specific needs that it's not there yet. Now, I will say,
it's not Riverside's fault. Riverside's fault. It's not a statement against Riverside.
Yeah.
At all.
Now, I will say, Riverside has about 85% of the things that we do need, but there are a couple things that it's missing.
There's also we're also leaving out that like we've had to jump platforms more than once on this show because of the things that we need.
This is the platform that we've been on the longest.
Yeah, and you want to know something funny? So you can't really go back, but Squilini, you may not even know this. We started this podcast using OBS and Skype.
Yeah. No, because when I did my first episode with you guys, not my first official Skype. As a host, when I guest appeared on the show,
that's right.
It was through Skype.
That's correct.
That's right. Yeah, we were
Because
Facebook.
You told me like the day before to make sure I had Skype installed on my computer. And I asked your ass, are you fucking serious? Skype? I haven't fucking used Skype in.
And everybody.
Like, I had to go and create a Skype account just to come on the fucking show.
But Jay, wasn't that everybody? Every single person that, because they were all like Skype. Fucking Skype. I'm just like, yeah, we're figuring it out.
Yeah, but that's how we made it fucking work. That's the point I'm getting at. At the 4 years ago, you guys like this? My wrestling fans out there, you remember this shit? My wrestling fans, 4 fucking years ago, we were looking at like starting this thing, and Skype, old ass decade plus old Skype, had what we had the most of what we needed at the time to get the fucking thing started in the first place. Yep. Because we wanted to be on video. We wanted to have some sound effects or the ability to use sound effects. And then on, first start of the right and on till morning from there. But that's like a decade old program. A motherfucking decade old program had more of what we needed 4 years ago.
Yeah, but remember, that's because I was doing everything manually. Remember, all this stuff that we're using now, all the stuff that we have, I was doing by hand. Remember?
It was all John. And I was like, I want to take some of the load off of you, John. Like, let me do the banners.
Yep.
Let me do some of the sound effects. Yep. And John was like, Jay, we can't. And I'm like, why, John? Why?
And then we found Restream.
And then we found Restream. And then we found, what was after Restream? Is it this one?
This one. It was this one.
And then we found Restream. And then we found this one. And finally, Jay can fucking relax. Thank all the gods.
Yeah. And it's so, and now, Riverside is amazing. Riverside is amazing with audio. Their video, if you have a shitty camera, it brings you right up to 4K, which automatically. It has all the great, like all the post-production stuff that you think you would need. They're adding an editor in a couple weeks or in a couple months, which I'm super excited about, because then I could just edit in Riverside. Mm-hmm. They even have a feature. So like, let's say Jay says a bad word live, right?
I would never fucking do that.
I know.
Fuckity fuck.
So let's say Jay doesn't want that word to be on there, that he says, hey, can you just change that word? I will have the ability to go into the editor, change the word, and it will fix the voice and everything for him so that it's a little more safer. Now, that's not to say that, we're in the age of the internet and, someone's not going to record it anyway, but that's a cool little feature, especially for little mistakes. If you say not just a bad word, but like the wrong sentence, or you stumble on your words, stuff like that.
So here's just me going back. So for instance, when I was a guest on the show, it was episode 72.
God damn, that was a while ago.
And then
almost 100 episodes 72, ago.
Yeah.
So then after 72, when I officially started on here as a co-host,
it's like 80 something.
Episode 80.
80, yeah.
That was the Return of the King for Nikki episode.
Mm-hmm.
The Return of the King. That's right. That was a good episode too.
You guys are so gracious to me.
Well, you're the fucking man.
I don't know about all that.
So Riverside has a lot of good stuff, but there is always a but, right? So it has captions, but you know how we have like this team section where you guys could just log in and you guys are in here already. You can't do that with Riverside. There is no team or co-host section that will give access to all of us to do what we do here, right? Mm-hmm. Now, I think that's something that they are working on. That they want more control for people, because they know that podcasts don't just have one host. Not all podcasts have one host. Look at the three of us. I
was gonna say, like, that wouldn't work for us, because that's what we had. That's what we had to do at the beginning, and that was because we couldn't find anything else that worked.
Yeah, and D, I hope you're listening too, man, because this is all stuff because I've been trying to get you on it too. Now, its live capabilities are amazing, right? But its YouTube integration is not good. You don't get YouTube comments.
Yeah.
They don't come up. Yeah, because but it's weird because they have a Twitch integration where you could see the comments, right? But like they don't have it with YouTube, but that's coming, right? Again, they're still brand new. It's coming. Yep.
So I'm just for fucking research purposes, because I did this digging just to see. So I'm looking at the first episode, and yeah, that was still Skype where I was a guest. That was still Skype, and holy fuck, the amount of changes to just the quality of our shit, our setups alone, John.
Yeah,
like because. This episode was when you had the fucking blue curtain behind you, and you were still using some old ass fucking microphone that probably was cheap as shit. I was using the Elgato Wave mic, and the shirt I was wearing was before I had to do the name change for my fucking Twitch channel. So I'm wearing my old Jedi Master Squid merch.
That's right. Fucking Disney.
Fucking Disney. Fuck Disney.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
holy
but
fuck.
so
The
yeah,
amount
make me some money.
Now, do I think that? Oh, here's another thing that Riverside does not have. It doesn't have a countdown when you start the live. That's definitely needed. Like where you could put your intro. You could put your intro and outros in there, but it doesn't do what.
It sounds. Go ahead.
It's. What was I saying? I blacked out.
Okay, well, I didn't black out. I apologize for interrupting.
No, you're good. You're good.
I did not mean to stop your thought.
No, you're good.
This sounds to me like the same fucking problem we've had with so many other fucking platforms, and why we never went to the other platforms was specifically because the stuff that we need isn't a lot to begin with. Yeah. So if it doesn't come standard, like we can't fuck with you. Like we just can't. Like, yeah. And like it's 2020 motherfucking 4. All of this shit should already be built in, and if it's not, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. Now the only difference the only thing that I can't say about Riverside is that unlike like Talk Studio as it's called now, Riverside is very communicative with their community, saying, "Hey, we're working on this. This is coming. We're trying to make it work." You know, and
which is fine. Fine. Until you do, we're gonna be right here.
Oh,
I'm about
to get to that. That's to me is the best feature.
I would like that. Having people call in, like we could go from Wayne's World to fucking Howard Stern.
Yeah, and actually,
I would be okay with that.
So I made this announcement on BRVG. I actually have to edit it out because I had made a mistake thinking that the subscription service was yearly. No, it's not going to be yearly. There's going to be a subscription service for Clean Sanchez Media coming very soon. That subscription service will be 3 tiers. The first tier, you choose one show to be an audience member on any show, one show. So that means, and this will work for DD214 as well. You could sit here, interact with us, and sit in the studio live. If you have any questions, you can talk to us. But on Riverside, it has this amazing feature where you have an audience in studio. So let's say we're doing, this is just hypothetical. Let's say we're doing the DD214 network after dark, which we haven't done in a long time, right? And we wanted to do a pre-record of that. And we say, hey, if you're part of our subscription service, we have some seats available for you to sit down, watch the episode with us and interact with us, and call in if you want to a week before the episode airs. You have the opportunity to watch it and stuff like that. And they could call in and they could interact with us. And you kind of said something about that too, Jay. It'd be like Wayne's World with a little Howard Stern in it. Mm-hmm. I think Riverside was so smart for adding a feature of interactivity like that, that just like you said, everybody else should have that. Agree. Melon should have that. StreamYard should have that.
They should have this on this platform right here, and we don't have that right now.
You know, so and it's almost
we'll do the After Dark episodes at some point. Don't worry.
Yeah, and it's funny. When I was talking to D the other day, he was saying, he was like, it's like the podcast wars, you know, it's like the console wars all over again. Just it's the podcast wars, you know, what company is the best of the best? And right now, it's a fight between Riverside's quality and Talk Studios availability, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's the right word for it. And they balance each other out, but for, you know, I think right now Riverside is perfect for pre-recorded podcasts. I think it's best for that right now. Live, if you want to do a small talk show live, that's fine, but you're not going to have your intros right away. They're in there. You could press them manually, but you know. And two more things that I do want to say. One thing that Jay is going to like is that you can add your own custom buttons. Any button you want.
God damn it.
Anything you want.
I also look forward to making commercials someday. I'm gonna make some funny commercials. Like I've always wanted to do that. I've got good ideas. I think it'd be funny, but like we like having fun here, and like we used to. It's been a while, but we used to take commercial breaks. But then sometimes the commercials would just be shit that we found on the internet. And now let me talk about
StreamYards real quick. And I am going to talk shit about it because it was one of the first ones, but yet it looks the most primitive. But it has something that nobody else has: motion backgrounds. Custom motion backgrounds. We have a motion background right now, as you can see, this nice, pretty little blue and white layout. But if you look at like From the Dungeon podcast or even Stoned Vet, right? Because Stoned Vet uses StreamYards. They have motion backgrounds. Why can't we have motion backgrounds on here? Where are the motion backgrounds for Riverside?
Mandatory.
It should
be fucking mandatory. This is all stuff every goddamn streaming platform should fucking have. Mm-hmm. All this stuff should be on every platform regardless. Yeah. And the fact that it's not is ridiculous, because all this technology existed 30 goddamn motherfucking years ago.
And they forgot how to use it. No, yeah. And now, D, you had said Streamlabs OBS. I've been using Streamlabs OBS for like fucking 6 or 7 years. I know that thing. Squilini himself has used it, but I think you're more OBS though, right?
I prefer OBS, vanilla OBS, and now actually, so
there's the integration too.
The thing is, so technically, Streamlabs OBS, they recently had a lawsuit, so they had to take the OBS part out.
Yes,
because so OBS is an open source software, so anybody can, take the base code, use it to develop their own platform or application to allow people to then stream. Streamlabs is just it's just Streamlabs. Yeah. Which, I mean, that's where Talk Studio is. Talk Studio is a product of Streamlabs.
Yep. Got the hat right here. And I love Streamlabs. And they're really good.
I like Streamlabs. My only reason I use vanilla OBS is because
the freedom.
I don't need all the fucking bells and whistles that Streamlabs has to offer. And a lot of those bells and whistles, you then have to pay a subscription fee to use.
Yeah, and actually I could chime in on that too, because I pay the subscription for that. And yeah, I get all the bells and whistles and stuff like that. But like at the same time, you also, not that you lose some freedoms, but like when you get like, it has its themes and its layouts, right? Mm-hmm. But like with OBS, you have more of a freedom to kind of like put your own stuff. Not that you can't do it with Streamlabs, but I feel like Streamlabs is kind of like a Kickstarter. It kind of gives you the tools to.
So Streamlabs is a good one when you're first starting. If you don't have a lot of tech knowledge, you don't know, you're kind of oblivious to how to use fucking YouTube to figure things out. OBS is, once you've kind of got everything buckled down when you're doing any type of live stream, then you can jump to OBS and use that where you're losing a lot of the bells and whistles, but it's a lot more simplistic, simple, and you can customize it a lot better. So
a year. I think Melon. I think actually Melon does 8. Talk Studio. Sorry, tomato. But yeah, I mean the whole thing is, every one of these companies should have a little bit of everything inside of it. And I'm really just waiting for StreamYards. I'm really waiting for Riverside to really just be like, okay, here's everything so that we can make that move. But I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad, but if you're doing a live show, it's not the best program to use.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, so, and I'm sure Jay will slightly agree here.
He's got something to say.
We have a platform that fucking works for us right now.
Yep.
It has everything we fucking need.
If it ain't fucking broke, don't fix it. And goddamn,
exactly. We did have the hiccup with the recording from last week.
Yeah.
But that was just a hiccup.
Do you guys remember the E channel? Do you guys remember the E channel?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Howard Stern was doing this shit in the 90s. I want my shit. We had it 30 goddamn motherfucking years ago.
We're just gonna end up doing it.
You know my shit, bro.
You know what? Let's
fuck. None of this technology is new. Motherfuckers God damn it, dude.
We are looking for someone to help us develop a new streaming platform for podcast. Right.
Seriously. For the love of fuck, dude. It can't be that goddamn motherfucking hard, dude. Like,
yeah, I mean,
we literally had this shit in like high school media class. And like it's 2024. And these motherfuckers are like, they're putting shit out there, but they're holding stuff back at the same time. And it's like, why are you holding stuff back?
Here's where we're at now, though, because yes, back, in the 90s, in the 80s, with, these live talk shows and radios and pretty much literally podcasts, it was just a different era or genre of podcasting. Because really, live radio, live talk shows, all that, now all that technology podcasts exists. Are now.
All that technology exists in this fucking phone. In this phone. Let alone like when we're on laptops like we are now with microphones and fucking actual cameras. All that technology exists in this fucking phone. Mm-hmm. Give me my shit. Give me my fucking shit, dude. I mean, I want my goddamn technology back.
The issue we have is these companies are trying to overcomplicate how to fucking do it.
It's called product obsolescence. Fucking look it up.
And
product obsolescence.
There's such a big need for software to run podcasts and do podcasting now because with COVID and the rise in streaming, and now we're hitting that downward slope with streaming, and now we're going into the rise of podcasting because podcasts are becoming more and more common. A lot of people are doing it. A lot of people are jumping from streaming, or if they do stream on Twitch or Kick or YouTube or whatever fucking platform they stream to, they're also now doing podcasts as a secondary revenue source. And you've got all these companies jobs.
You hear that, Jay?
Dude, they took our gerbs like freaking like 15 years ago, bro. They took all of our gerbs. Okay.
Sorry, school idiot. I had to say it.
They took our gerbs. They took our gerbs. No, they did, and they're fucking leaving shit out that should be a very regular thing to just be like just a thing to have. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous that we even have the fact we even have to have these conversations. The fact that we have to have these conversations boggles my fucking mind. Boggles my mind.
All right, so I have to say this too. Hey, Talk Studio has way more than that. We have it actually has unlimited streams, unlimited hours of streaming, full HD. Like that, you got to check out Talk Studio, man. I'll let you. You know what? Well, I'll let you come into our fucking yard one day. I came to your yard. Now come to ours.
Come play.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's bring fucking D on here.
Yeah, we should. I think we should.
He says, "I want my MTV.
I want my fucking MTV too." Where the fuck did that go? Where the fuck did like staying up late and eating a bowl of cereal at fucking 11 p.m. and fucking watching Headbangers Ball go? Where the fuck did
Headbangers Ball? Oh shit!
Oh, damn. I mean, what? MTV was officially music television for what, like 5 years before?
About 12 ish.
Yeah,
about 12.
Like, but I mean,
fuck.
We're in a different era now. Like everything's gone streaming. Everything's going to internet-based content.
Don't lie, Jay. It's not fine.
It's not fine. No, it's not. Like
it's fine. It's fine that times are changing, is what I'm saying.
Okay,
it's fine that times are changing, but don't feed me fucking shit and call it caviar, because it ain't fucking caviar.
You know what I want people to stop feeding me? I want people to stop feeding me knowledge.
What?
That's all.
Why would
you want that?
What?
No, unnecessary knowledge.
What? I don't even know what that means. Like, John,
we'll be here for another 45 minutes if I talk about
it. No. We're already going down this fucking rabbit hole.
I want to hear. I want to hear. What is unnecessary knowledge?
So, we've been doing this for 5 years, right?
4
years. Okay. I hate it when people try to tell me what something should be. Right. For example, this was a while ago. This was a long time ago. This was actually from someone who was a guest on our show that almost got us banned. And he said, if you are a military podcast,
no, they didn't.
It would never happen. He said, if you guys are this military podcast, how come you guys don't, talk more military? I'm like, because we're still human.
We're veterans.
It's
not a military podcast. It's veteran centric.
Yeah. And what do veterans do?
Yeah, they fucked us up on that one like right away. They clearly called the wrong shot.
We talk about military stuff.
We do. And some days we even talk shop, and it's fun to talk shop. But this is not a military podcast. This is a veteran centric podcast.
Yeah. We're veterans.
Geared towards veterans in the military community. That doesn't mean we talk military related everything.
And we're out. So don't fucking ask me to be professional if I'm not in a professional motherfucking setting.
Yeah.
This is my church, our church.
Yeah.
Right? This is what we do. This is what we do on our Sunday mornings.
Exactly.
From the dungeon, what's the worst podcast advice someone has ever given you? That's what I want to know. Because it's like people who don't do the work, or people who don't do this, they think that they have an obligation to say what they want from a show. Suggestions are always good,
of course,
but when you're trying to change a whole landscape of someone's perspective or an idea, it doesn't work. This has been going good for the last 4 years.
Yeah,
and for the random 12 to 34 people that watch to sometimes the 70 people that watch. Which, by the way, for those who have been watching the James Burns episode, I've been seeing you guys. The analytics are rising on that episode, by the way.
It was a fun episode.
Honestly, I would like to reach out to him again
and talk about what's going on.
Because, I mean, shit, it's been, 2 years since that episode, roughly?
Yeah.
And I would like to do a follow-up episode with him just to, discuss the new landscape.
It was a fun episode. It was a good one.
Oh, it was definitely, I mean, shit. It's a good episode when the last time I saw the short that was created off of us showing him that clip from that show on YouTube, and now it keeps showing up on my YouTube shorts.
Yeah,
because the fucking analytics on that episode are going up because people were fucking, with the announcement of the new Black Ops game, people were fucking looking for him and trying to figure out if he's back voicing anything. Yeah.
And even he said in the game, even that episode, we had asked him, are you doing it again? And he even said he was completely more on the no side of that because they've never contacted him.
It was, his response was a very, very strategic response of currently no, but if they reach out,
make him an offer he can't refuse.
They can make him an offer, there is a possibility he would return as,
and that's fine. And
so, but I mean, and that's the acting community in that entire area, anyways. Like
one of the biggest problems we have faced on this podcast from the fucking beginning is John has always been completely willing to try something new and put us out there. And I always ask why. Like what, like, can we do this? Can we do that? Sometimes John says yes, sometimes John says no. Every time John says no, I throw a fit and I say why. and then John throws a fit and he's like, Jay, you don't understand. It's because of X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, oh no. I get that part, John. But why? Because we had that shit fucking 30 years ago. And that conversation has taken place in multiple forms for the last 4 fucking years.
And it's interesting because sitting in the background throwing in gifts, just trying to fuel the fire in the chat. Because I'm not going to say anything, but I'll send like the fucking, Biggie from fucking WWE and the fucking popcorn.
It's not because I don't want to be progressive, and it's not because I don't want to move forward. It's because I don't understand why that wasn't already part of the fucking package to begin with. And I have never understood that. And John will attest to that. Mm-hmm. And it's not John's fault. And it's not fucking my fault.
We know who to blame.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I mean, and that's the big thing is, we've done from like D said here,
that is the
live stream.
That is the craziest advice I've ever.
Yeah, we've been told it too, and it's like no.
That's all we do. That's how we
live stream, and our loyal viewers and the ones that come in every week to watch us, they come every week to watch us, and then the other people they watch it after the fact, and that's fine.
But it's
because
live.
We still put up. We still post the episodes after stream, but I'm gonna go back to what Jay said. This is our church. We do this every Sunday morning religiously because it's our church. There are times we've done pre-records because we had other obligations on like a Sunday where we needed to do a pre-record or something of that nature.
Yeah, but those are few and far between. Those are few and far between.
Yeah, and you know what? He
is right about that. We've talked about that, D. We've talked about that a few times.
And he is right about that too, because we have golden clips. I even have the one clip from last week, that little walk-in I just did with the swallowing thing. Like that was, I have it clipped. The one that you told me the clip from last week, Squilini.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the whole gag thing. Yeah, like it's, that we have great clips, but he's right. I should be putting more clips as well, because I feel like those little shorts really do help us out.
Well, and I also think it does also make a statement that the whole point we do this was not for the views. It wasn't to make money. It wasn't to
just have chilling.
We're literally just, this is what we do on a Sunday morning. Every 168 hours, we fucking check ourselves out. We're fucking here. We're live. We're in the flesh. Okay. Everybody can see us. Everybody knows we're fucking healthy and fucking safe. Like that's a rock. That's a rock you can fucking lash your boat to. That's an anchor.
Yeah.
This podcast is an anchor for all three of us.
Mm-hmm.
And
it really is.
And that's very important. We appreciate everybody that watches. We appreciate everybody that freaking interacts. We appreciate everybody that has ever stepped foot into our kingdom and asked to fucking sit down and warm themselves by the fire for a while. However, that's not why we do this. It was not for the fame or the notoriety or the money or anything like that. We don't care about any of that. We never did. So if that is to ever come our way, we're probably going to shrug our shoulders and laugh at that shit too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We really probably will. And I mean, that's That's ultimately like that's the true test of character, right?
You know who we are right now? We're Slipknot. We're the unsigned version of Slipknot's unsigned, but we're Slipknot.
4 years, dude. We've been doing this for 4 years. We've got more episodes and more hours under our belt than some people that have like tens of thousands of fucking like live viewers. I don't give a fuck. I don't give two shits or a fuck about that. Let them have fucking thousands of fucking followers.
Yeah.
Let them fucking make their entire fucking revenue off of fucking live streaming. Good for fucking them.
I like our 100. I like our 100 something. It'd be nice to have more. It'd be nice to have more.
Hey.
I think the one thing for me is just interacting. Interacting.
I enjoy it too. Like having
that shit.
The call-in option would be great. Have somebody calling in every fucking couple of weeks, fucking Baba Booey our asses. You know what I mean? That'd be fun. Fun.
And
John,
someone's gonna come in and fuck it up too. That's gonna be the thing.
Yeah, John's gonna have to just keep his finger like right on the button to fucking hang up on him immediately, which is fine. But it's like, dude, that would be fun. Oh, that would make it more interesting, and that'd be fun. But ultimately, this is an anchor for the three of us. This is our shit, not everybody else's shit. Everyone is more than welcome to come in. Come on in. Water's warm.
Door's not locked.
We're all open books here. Water's warm.
Mm-hmm. I'm in one corner smoking a joint. Jay Squillini's in one corner drinking a beer, and Jay's in the podium doing both.
And I'm fucking preaching against the evils of fucking capitalism and corporatism. You know what I mean? I mean, what are you gonna
communism.
do? And communism and fucking a couple of other isms too. Okay. Like Jay doesn't have a lot of Jay doesn't play well with others. Okay, I don't have a lot of friends here. Okay,
welcome to our special little corner. We're all a little autistic here.
Yeah, this is our This is our Dumbo land, our La La land right here.
It is, and that's why we don't care about some of the metrics and the fucking statistics and some of the other things. It's not because we don't care about other people. It's because ultimately this is our anchor. And we 100% want it to be an anchor for other people, and that's a good thing. To put into perspective too, like this is actually true because every time like we have an episode that goes over like 50, I tell the guys, and they're just like, "Oh shit, like really?" And like that's it. The conversation's over. It's like it's just like, well, that's really fucking cool that they enjoyed it that much, And we always laugh because the episodes that seem to do the best are the ones that we don't always consider the best episodes. So it's like, and all of a sudden, like we get like 60 views, and we're like, damn, we got 60 views, like holy shit. And then we try to follow that formula, and then it's not even nada in Espanol, nada. Yeah. Okay? So then we just have episodes like Baba this. Boy, hey Baba Boy. That looks tasty. So, guys, you know what time it is. In other shows, I like spinning the wheel, and stuff like that. But today, this is like every other week on DD214 Network podcast. We always end the show on a positive, deep note, and we had a little comedy in there too to kind of soften it up a bit. But it is hot as fucking balls out there. Okay, and this isn't like this is I'm pretty sure this is nationwide, this heat wave, and a lot of you are inside. Let's just get the elephant out the room. A lot of you guys are inside. Okay, a lot of you don't want to go outside. It's disgusting out. It is. I went out yesterday. I done did my time outside, man. I did it. Like, and you know what's worse is that. For sports games, you're working outside, but at least you can choose what games to work. Not everybody has the options that I have. So exactly. Like, whether or not they spend any time outside. What'd you say?
Fuck this heat.
Yeah, 100% fuck the heat, dude. Yeah, so we understand that a lot of you guys are actually indoors, not stuck, but indoors. And sometimes being indoors, it keeps you in your head sometimes, because sometimes, there are people who don't play video games. There are people who don't read a book, and there are just some people who do those things, but just don't feel like doing it that day. And sometimes they're inside their homes and they're trying to figure out what happens. And then a cloud forms. And the cloud just forms sometimes. I've talked about this cloud before. It doesn't discriminate. It's not prejudice. It chooses who it wants to at any time that it wants. And
today it might be you. It might be me. It might be Jay. It might be Squilini. It may be Dylan Mason. It may be D. Okay. It could be literally any one of us. And look, like Dylan Mason said, working on the railroad, that rail is 10 times hotter than it is outside usually, and it sucks balls.
Oh, yeah.
That heat can't keep you inside, and that heat will start to make you think about some things if you are not in the right state of mind. It's, and if you're feeling this way, pick up your phone and call somebody. If you don't want to talk to a friend or a family member or even a stranger, if you don't have a doctor to talk to, or you're waiting for your appointment to happen, dial or call, text or call 988 or call 1-800-273-8255. That it's 1-800-273-TALK. Every single day, every single hour of the day, every second that leads to another minute, that leads to another hour, that leads to a day, to a week, to a month, to a year. Yep. They are sitting there waiting for you to call so that they can hear your story and guide you to a better, brighter light. We need you. Your family needs you. Your friends need you. If you have kids, it follows genetically. We've talked. This is something that we haven't talked about in a long time, too. A long time. How
secondary PTSD is a thing. That is a thing. It's in the goddamn DSM. It's in the current DSM. Secondary post-traumatic stress is a thing.
That's right. And if your kids are telling you that they're feeling a certain way, if they're feeling anxiety, if they're feeling some type of mental anguish, listen to them. You don't want that to bloom into something worse. And then, look what happened to us, and I'm not saying us three specifically, but us in our generation now that did things like that. It's painful. So my proposal is for you to be here in 168 hours. Okay. Might be 167. It might be 169. But the fact of the matter is we want to make sure that you guys are here next week with us. As part of this sermon, as part of our church, the DD214 Network Church, because this is a place for everybody.
So it's right, and we won't be fucking grooming anybody in this motherfucking church.
That's right.
It's not that kind of fucking church. Like, and we actually take care of our fucking tribe here. So,
we have food, we have water, and we have heavy metal. All right,
and shelter, and AC, and fucking heat in the winter.
Yeah. Like, and even if we didn't,
and you don't need to wear pants to show up.
There you go.
You don't have to wear pants. But if you don't wear pants, you're not going to get molested. So
there you go. So guys, thank you so much for coming to another episode. This was 163, right?
Dude, we're getting up there, homie. We're getting the fuck up there. We are getting the fuck up there.
And it's interesting because you look at other podcasts and they're like 208, 1,000 something.
Yeah, but some of them do. Yeah, but they do it like 2 or 3 times a week. That's like all they do. We've just been doing this weekly. Just weekly. Mm-hmm. And 163, the number 163 does not count. Me and John left off a whole bunch of episodes before the number system actually started.
Technically, we are still in season 4. We're on episode 80 something of season 4. Season 3 was about 52 or 50 something, or maybe 60 something episodes, and then season 2 was when we rebooted the whole thing, and then we rebooted again with network, but instead we decided to keep the episodes flowing so that we didn't lose confusion. And it's no regrets, no regrets,
dude, not even one. Fucking tattoo that shit across my fucking throat right here. You know what I mean? Like,
damn it, Jay, you're not you when you're hungry. You need to eat a Snickers.
right.
Oh, guys. So, guys, thank you so much. We love you. We'll see you next week. Take it easy.
Guys,
one
good.
Love.
See you next week.